Communists and Democrats each share a core principle. They're atheists. The communists are out-and-out atheists. The Democrats are practical atheists, meaning in practice they live and all their policies and everything as though there is no God. Why does any of that matter? Because such a person has zero regard for another person. It's why they kill the unborn, want illegals doing their chores, and don't care that millions of American workers have become addicts in the wake of middle-class destruction owing to free trade. Ain't nothing free about it. Today's commentary is brought to you by MyPillow.com and Real Estate for Life. MyPillow has a great spring sale going on right now, and get even deeper discounts for Souls and Liberty viewers. All you have to do is just type in Souls and Liberty promo code at the top of the MyPillow.com website and get great savings. And over at Real Estate for Life, if you want to buy or sell a home and support pro-life organizations at the same time, just visit realestateforlife.org right there on the screen, or text 248-431-1440. Be sure and mention Souls and Liberty, and we'll receive a sizable donation at no cost to you. Now, lost in all the drama over the trade war and tariffs is the human toll of the current status quo. Since Bill Clinton first signed NAFTA and then eventually brought China into the World Trade Organization, the toll on America's working class has been enormous. And we're talking about the spiritual toll, the psychological toll. There's enough ink been spilled going on about the economic toll. Get it. Since the whole free trade experience began 30-ish years ago, 90,000 factories have closed down in the United States, and many of them reopened overseas. But what no one on the left, who are the commies, care about is the enormous toll this took not just on workers, but on entire towns and cities that depended almost exclusively on those companies' wages. The costs, when measured in human misery, have been devastating. Social and psychological health, what experts call the deaths, as in dying, the deaths of despair. It's no surprise at all that just as the factories started shutting down and getting shipped overseas, the opioid and the drug addiction crisis seized hold in these once booming communities. It ain't rocket science. Human beings, not workers, human beings were betrayed and made to feel dispensable and worthless. Those are major ingredients to trigger emotional instability, emotional pain, perhaps even trauma, which in turn frequently leads to addictions. None of this was taken into account, because they don't care, by the Dems as they cozied up to Wall Street profits and communists offering slave labor. In fact, the human toll, both those left behind in the United States who had their lives ripped out from under them, and about those who are going to be exploited in far-off lands, not a single person as a human being was ever considered. Call it unbridled capitalism meets opportunistic communism. Each makes the other incredibly wealthy at the expense of the weak. Capitalism gets rich and communism gets power. When Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden each hopped in bed with the communists, what did anyone think was going to happen? America, American values, American workers, and American citizens, again, human beings, were not going to be given a single thought. Only power and personal wealth. Communists and Democrats each share a core principle. They're atheists. The communists are out-and-out atheists. The Democrats are practical atheists, meaning in practice they live and all their policies and everything as though there is no God. Why does any of that matter? Because such a person has zero regard for another person. It's why they kill the unborn, want illegals doing their chores, and don't care that millions of American workers have become addicts in the wake of middle-class destruction owing to free trade. Ain't nothing free about it. With no God, there's no natural law, and without natural law, there's no true exercise of humanity. No compassion, no caring, no empathy, nothing. If this sounds familiar to the ears of Christian patriots, it should. It's the law that rules in the kingdom of the demonic that hates humans, individual human beings. Because of this, patriots need to be equipped, not just for the political and cultural battle out there. Absolutely, got to be involved in that, but even more attuned to the spiritual battle inside. We are each weak in the face of the demonic. So we invite you to join us in this healing prayer to better equip us in this overall mission that we all share. Praise to you, O Christ, for the victory of your glorious cross. Through the power of your death and resurrection, be our champion over the evil that afflicts us, the sickness of our bodies, the errors of our minds, the confusion of our feelings, the guilt of our consciences, the brokenness of our relationships, and the weakness of our faith. Make good our hope in you, and restore us now and forever to your glory, O crucified and risen Lord. Amen. Thanks for joining us today. Coming to you from Houston, Texas. Yeehaw! I'm Gary Michael Voris. God love you.